Howdy, y'all. Everett, howdy, sir. Odie. Just look at that grain. Yeah, grain. That's it, grain. And if you see this in your grain, you probably got issues. Ziegenbach. And if you haven't been to Texas, well, you probably haven't ever had it. Not my fault. Howdy, Mark. A sentimental man. Hello, sir. Martin at Over Pipes. All right. Now it's a party. Yeah, it's definitely raining. When I did my live stream earlier, I was sitting that way quite a bit, and well, the rain has picked up as the temperatures cooled off, and it's been raining a little harder. Well, born in Texas doesn't mean you've actually drank in Texas. I was born in California. Hell, I don't remember much. I've been to California a few times as an adult. If I start chirping. Now, I'm gonna leave that to the damn birds that are up in the tree trying to stay dry. So I'm gonna wait until about the 10-minute mark on this stream, and then we're gonna go ahead and open and start munching away happily. In case y'all are wondering about this bright, this crazy ass light, it's a Ryobi lantern. It's got two settings. What do y'all think? Bright, mild, or oh yeah, my favorite, off, so you can't see how red my face turns. Irish Mexican. You know, that's actually a very common occurrence. I think part of it is because Hispanic men tend to like women with red hair. Mild was better. Okay, well, we'll go with mild. No problem. I was just trying to make sure y'all could see me if my head starts turning red, which has happened a few times. I am not worried about the heat on sriracha. It's the texture on crickets that's going to probably make me stop. Less glare off my glasses. Yeah, I'm getting that. It brings out the jaundice in my eyes. In fact, I decided beer because beer is the wrong thing to do with spicy foods. Howdy, Boris. Huva ilta, Boris. Or actually, God, it would be full on morning by now, I'm sure. So, huva huaminta. What, are you trying to say you don't want to see me expose myself? Don't worry, Martin. I understand completely. So yeah, if you're going to drink anything with really spicy foods, coffee or some sort of dairy is exceptional for toning it down. But if it's something as simple as sriracha, and sriracha, if you understand the whole process of sriracha and that it actually came from San Francisco, California. I actually watched a whole show on it once. Some dude was literally making it 5 gallons at a time and rolling down the streets of San Francisco in a bicycle with it just in jars. Yeah, it's definitely not a reaper night. If you're drinking beer, all it's really going to do, the alcohol is just going to make your tongue more sensitive, and it's really going to hurt you. So, no big deal. Howdy, Ben. Thank you, sir, for making today happen. All right. So about 3 more minutes and we'll start digging in. I'll give you a crunch by crunch description if you want, or if you just want to see if my head will explode. Well, you're probably on the wrong evening. Howdy, Mike. Yes, I am definitely all the way in the corner. I have been a bad boy. Get in your corner. Stay there. Actually, I didn't have those parents. I had the parents that would yank off a belt and go to slapping the hell out of me. Dave, you send me the Vegemite, and I'll see if Ben wants to send me some more crickets, and we can make this happen. But I don't think that these are going to last long enough for you to send the Vegemite. Plus, I'm not really big on super salty things. Crickets plus chaser is brilliant. Yes, yes. In case it's really, really just horrible, I did consult a doctor, and he says I should be fine. Oh, okay. Sentimental Man has challenged me for the 6 questions. Cool. I'm okay with that. As I requested, if anybody's going to challenge me, can you at least come on my live streams? I do a few every week. And can you at least smack me in the head and tell me that you've done this? Because if I miss it, if I don't see it somewhere, it could be forever. And if I know it's out there, I will actively go looking for it. I will make sure to find it. That way I can make sure it happens. No, Martin, I do not live in Pittsburgh. That's where Buffalo Bill's house was, by the way, in case y'all are wondering the reference. Ants are actually not bad. So my first ever experience with crickets was, well, it was in one of the Carolinas, and one of those things where they teach you a lot of things you can eat to get a little bit of extra food or protein or whatever. And passed lightly through a flame is way better than the raw ones. Come on, Odie, you haven't lived until you have eaten Nutra-Rat. Sorry, I kind of felt something coming up as I said that. Well, that is a horrible thing, Ben, because I would have approved it. Anything, if you eat enough of it, will make a turd. The question is, how bad will the turd be? All right, 12 minutes in, we're past the 10-minute mark. Let's go ahead. First of all, I'd like to thank Ben Greenman for making this an ideal, tasty snack for me. He said he sent some to Martin that Martin pretty much chickened out on, and said that they didn't taste like chicken. Cool guy, how's it going, sir? Okay. All right. First thing I'm going to do, so that I don't end up with this thing in my mouth, but I will take a good sniff of it, and you know, it smells like sriracha. And as I said, sriracha started in San Francisco, became a multi-million-dollar industry. And yeah, those little desiccant packs. Now I'm going to tell y'all, if you get these in your shoes, like when you buy a box of shoes or whatever, you buy a pair of shoes, it comes in a box. Save these little things. Instead of putting your phone in a bag of rice, save up as many of these as you get in various different things, and you can put your phone in a bag of whatever with those in it, and it works way better than the rice. If it gets wet. You know what I'm talking about. At least I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Alright. Cricket number 1. Let's see. It's kind of like pressed sawdust with a little bit of spice. They're not bad. Yes, the desiccants do work good for a for ammo cans. Definitely good for that. Bruce Lee's vegetarian brother was named Brock Lee. But basically anything that you're trying to keep dehydrated, that is a frog you hear. In fact, there's 3 or 4 of them around here. It's the pressed sawdust texture that's really
off-putting.
it. Now look, I've been filing on briar blocks for a while now, so I'm gonna tell you, I know a little bit about the feel of sawdust suddenly in your mouth. But, I mean, the sriracha flavor is there. I'm trying to equate it to like a chip or something. But it's really a lot milder. I'm steadily eating them. Boris, I can't catch the frogs, and I don't really know if these frogs are inedible. Plus, the frogs eat mosquitoes. And I'm going to tell you, as long as they're eating mosquitoes, I'm leaving them some bitches alone. Flat Cap Piper. Howdy, sir. Mr. Scripto, I would not suggest trying to eat a cicada. One, they're a big nasty bug. And two, you're going to end up tasting that. But I will say, these are not bad. They're not bad at all. You know, I've definitely eaten worse things. You know, Mr. Scripto, now that you mention it, it does have kind of like a dehydrated shrimp flavor. Ben, there's like no spice really. I mean, only reason I'm drinking the beer is to get the sawdust down. I really think they sent you a bag of shrimp flavored sawdust. I don't have any mezcal. No, Mike, there's no need for going crazy. I won't need a mile. Just about 7,000 yards, no big deal. One thing's for certain. My wife is not going to hit me in the head with a frying pan. Because she's afraid I'll get up and give her a kiss. Big sloppy wet friggity kiss. Have I ever smelled mothballs? Probably, but it's definitely been a few years. By the way, if you keep a couple of cigar boxes, the ones that are actually made out of cedar, you can keep them in your closets, and just like the mothballs or whatever, they will drive the moths out. Just a little tip to y'all. So yeah, these are crickets that are slightly spicy. I'm pretty sure Martin would be crying like a little girl. And I'd be having to tell him to man up. Tins, okay, I will. I mean, it really does taste somewhere between a slightly spicy shrimp and sawdust. I think if I had saved every little bit of briar dust I have created right here in this area and put it in this bag and put a little bit of some Tabasco on it, I would have had more spice and probably about the same flavor. But the trick is to not be thinking of it as cricket. Just don't think about it. I tried to get in close so you could, Mr. Scripto. Martin, you don't need therapy. You got a trophy wife that can outdrink you. What you need to do is go back to college and learn how to drink again. Oh. Sorry, Martin. Low-hanging fruit. And it's out of here. I felt like Hank Aaron on that one. So, here we go. Salt level. I can feel the salt level. Let's see. My face might have turned a little bit red. Maybe. Just slightly. The whole sawdust feel of it is just really horrible. Mark, love you too, brother. Hey, Martin, if you go ahead and start picking up my Scotch Mistress, you go right ahead. But I will tell you that with you having 2 children, it's cheaper to keep her. Sure, you've got one that's going to be out of the house in another, 2 years tops? But you've got one that's only 7, and oh my God. Lawyers will take a big, wet, juicy bite out of your ass. Now, if anybody wants to know, yes, because I ran my mouth, my big mouth, on Martin's show, Phil at the Briar Report is the one that sent me the death nuts. Now, I've had hot and spicy food before. I've eaten all the spicy peppers, and I love them. But death nuts? That was over the top. And I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are going to say, "Oh, I pussed out or whatever because I only went to level 3." And I mean, okay, that's fine. Smart man, Martin. If your wife runs your books and you don't pay attention and you say, "Can I spend this amount of money?" you're probably going to be all right. Wait, Portsmouth came in? Did I miss him? Hey, Portsmouth, how's it going, brother? Glad to have you in. Sorry you kind of missed me crunching on crickets. And Willie, volunteer piper. You, sir, also missed me munching on crickets. And I apologize for the late shows. Portsmouth, how's the little one? I'm sure everybody would like to know. And for the rest of y'all, bowl call. Willie, they were kind of like dehydrated shrimp with a little bit of spice and a whole lot of sawdust. And I can still feel like little bits floating around kind of in my mouth. So it's like a little bit like horrible, but if you don't think of them as crickets and you just start basically throwing them down and chewing on them, you'll do fine. Ah, yes. Rinsing your mouth out with beer. But at least it's a good beer. Good. Glad to hear that Charlotte is doing well. Yeah, my mom was a OB-GYN nurse for a while, so quite a while as I was growing up. So I learned like a whole lot in the world of how serious premature birth can be. Very glad to hear that she is doing well. A little bit of rain spatter from the rain coming in on my glasses. There, that helps. I can see the screen again. Oh, let's see. Eddie, TX Piper, howdy, sir. He's smoking some C&D Interlude and a Morgan Bones pipe, poker. Very nice. Star of the East Flake in a Brigham System pipe. Nice, Everett. Oh, is Miss Portsmouth here too? I'm missing everybody. Oh, that's because when it jumps 3 statements at a time, I miss things. Sorry about that. Yes, Boris, Yukonon is gone, but he has left his buddy the frog. I think I might call him Kermit. So as you can see, this is not something that I'm going to be giving a Technicolor yawn for later. Interestingly enough, if you were to take something like this with you and you were to go on some sort of a deep woods hike or trek or whatever you want to call it, it would not be a bad thing. Lightweight, small package, and enough nutrition that in case something happened, you're not immediately going to hit the starvation button. Ganji, that is absolutely hilarious. Mostly because of the Piggly Wiggly comment. He says he's huffing gold paint in a brown paper bag behind the Piggly Wiggly. Pretty sure you're not. Mostly because gold paint will end up all over your face and it'll look like you had one of those spray tans in a really, really bad part of town. Don't fight it, just agree with it. So how have we been doing, ladies and gentlemen? I am extremely happy that y'all been able to catch up with me today 2 times. Okay, Boris, I'll agree with you. Jerky would be a much better choice. But most of the jerky that I've been around comes in a much larger package. Whereas this little spicy sriracha crickets would fit down in a pocket. Now, I'm not talking about going camping. If you're going camping, take the jerky. I mean, you're probably taking a bag or something so that you can go. Where did I score? Mark, that is excellent to hear. So, where did I score a green Raiders cap? I went on NFLshop.com and it was right around March, and I saw a green Raiders cap. Now, don't tell John, because he'll want one. That's right, a green Raiders cap with a shamrock on the back. Okay, so Everett, I don't watch a lot of the news. I saw you mention it earlier, and I haven't had time to actually look it up. Really? 215 buried children at a residential school in Kamloops, British Columbia. This is, that's like not cool at all. That's like extremely not cool. And the only thing that I could think of is that these were either homeless children or orphans. Because if you think, oh yeah, 215 kids. By the time 5 or 6 kids start missing, people start noticing. Unless they were homeless or runaways or orphans. Okay, so that's not just slightly horrible. That's worse than horrible. Wait a second, Jose, you're not in Villarica anymore? You're in Richville? That's moving up in the world, brother. Howdy, James. How you doing today? So, no, I haven't actually been looking at the news or anything. I try not to look at the news on Thursdays partly because I don't like getting oh, now I understand. So I don't like getting completely crazy upset before I start doing a live. Not for Mike. I mean, and I find watching the news for me normally tends to lead me into just being, well, for lack of better explanation, leads me to being upset. So I try not to do it. And sometimes I do miss out on some major events. So yes, Mike, it is completely horrible. I mean, could have been so long ago that everybody related to these children is already passed on. Likely it is not something that has happened in the last 5 years or so. Well, Steve and Kathy would probably be very in tune with what's going on with Native North American tribal type issues. Yes, Jose, that's kind of the topic that sprang forth. And as y'all know, I'm willing to talk about anything. So these kids had to have been in the ground by the 70s. There is a bug or two that is finally starting to get through the crap that I sprayed all over myself. But they're not biting me, so I'm still good. Now again, for those of y'all who are showing up really late and hoping to still see me eating on spicy sriracha crickets, I apologize, but it wasn't that big of a bag. And I'm a healthy eating kind of guy. It all stems from the fact that my parents would have whooped me something fierce if I had ever gone to anybody's house and had dinner at their house and didn't at least eat a little bit of everything. And then I found out the secret to it all is to not ask what it is. Just put a little bit of everything on the plate. Try a little bit of everything. And then see if there's a whole lot left over, and if there is, be like, oh, this was good. Can I have more of this and this and this? You don't have to ask for seconds of everything. I've come across wonderful food because of that. And I've gotten out of eating really horrible food because of that too. I mean, if you could put a fork full of it in your mouth and eat it and be done with it and not have to ever eat it again, good to go. Ben, in your half-ounce bag, what flavor were they? This inquiring minds want to know. And Martin, if you're still there, is your bag empty? I remember watching that live feed. Martin was going, and his were what? Sour cream and onion? That should have been just like, done. Coffee and chocolate. Okay, but coffee and chocolate and sawdust. Jose, please do share what blend that would happen to be. So in a race to see who's crazy enough to eat the most crickets the fastest, I win. Are we good there? We can just go ahead and say Donald wins. What I am smoking is hard to tell you because it was a mixture of about 7 or 8 different blends, just leftovers that, or whatever. Whatever makes me feel better, Martin. Okay. Then what you need to do, Martin, is you need to find the address for one guy named Glenn in Brisbane, Australia. And send him some Stonehaven. That would make me feel way better, because that would be awesome. Okay, everybody, listen to me right now. Singly, as a group, whatever, y'all go over to Tobacco Pipes International, get involved in his gauze. I did one time, only 13 people were in there. I was the last one, I know, because he drew number 13. Lucky number 13 was me. And he sent me some samples of some tobacco, and it was wonderful. Gotta tell you there. Oh, I didn't say I was getting the shipping. Come on, money bags, Martin. You got it. Just a small bag. Hell, smaller than a Zippo ought to work. One bowlful. He'll say it's awful, but still, one bowlful should be plenty. Hell, a small enough bag, you could probably call it chili spices. He might not even get taxed on that. Oh, I'm sorry, Jose. Jose tried amaretto, and amaretto was amaranado. Martin, you know he's not going to call in, because if he calls in, you're going to send him Stonehaven because... And Black Cap Piper knows the facts. That is not the Texas flag. That is the Chile flag. Well, Martin, just remember, don't the mic. Now, see, that's something that we could really, really get on. What was it? Stone Largo? Largo Sobrani? Oh my God. I understand about mics. Some of them run $500, $600, $700 depending. And with microphones, you really do get what you pay for. You go cheap, you'll know. Ah, but what about Largaba lamp? The only problem was deciding on which one we should call Big Willie. The volunteer piper or the lava lamp? See, I feel cheated. Martin did not send me Cherry Haven. Martin sent me Vanilla Stones. Martin, you know I'm gonna talk to you about your show. And if you can find a decent mic that picks up well for $100, then you're doing great. Now, if you want one of those mics that you can hear somebody having duct tape over their mouth sex from 3 blocks away, yeah, you're going to spend some money. And what I'm saying is, they got to be real quiet because probably the parents are home. I'm just waiting for you to get a mic attached to the garage door opener. That way we can all really hear the garage door opener. Oh, and we definitely need a bug zapper cam. Willie, you take care, brother. Been great having you on tonight, and I'm really looking forward to every show that y'all are on. Oh, we can hear the garage door, but we really want to hear the garage door. And we really want to see the bug zapper every once in a while. Right as it really just tags something. Probably a cricket. I'm thinking you're throwing your crickets that Ben sent you and then acting all shocked. That's what's really going on. Now I know. "16-ounce curls." Hit him again, Boris. Hit him again. Howdy. Welcome back, Portsmouth. Thank the wife for us, nice and loud. Yes, Charlie, that is definitely why I am stuck in the corner. It is definitely raining. Ben, from experience, yes, the zapper can kill a cicada. Also from experience, you do not want to experience that inside of a closed off area. And I will explain as I throw a June bug across out in the rain. Cicadas will smoke and stink. And once they start, you just got to let them go. The only thing worse than cicadas are lizards. Take my word for that. I've got a bug zapper that comes on when it's not raining and when it turns dark. There happened to be a lizard that was on the zapper when it turned dark, and he lit up real well. Horrible smell. No, Jose, Trump does not much care for cicadas. But squirrels, possums, raccoons, definitely raccoons, as I found out recently. And in case y'all are wondering, Trump is my cat. Himalayan, long hair. Looks like a Siamese except for shaggy. And I named him that because he had this beautiful comb over that looked exactly like Trump's hairpiece when he first showed up. Not that I care about Donald Trump one way or the other. Found another June bug. Gotta get that bastard out of here. Those things do not care. They will fly right up into your damn face. Well, Jose, I didn't say that he knows what he's doing with a raccoon, but he will hunt them. And they'll run from him because unless they're cornered, they'll run. I know this is not as fun as a Chad Zoom meeting. I apologize about that. Well, okay, Ben. He chases anything that he damn well can. If it looks like it has turned a corner and gone away from his viewpoint, he will suddenly take off like a damn bullet and go chase it down. I do not have a wood rat or mouse problem, and there's a creek not too far from me, so there should be plenty of wood rats and mice in this general area. So geese are a lot like that. Yeah, geese are mean. God, you want a guard animal? Get a goose. Now I will tell you, my cat will actively eat small lizards, frogs, geckos. That's right. The Geico gecko is in danger coming here. Birds, mice, rats. I have seen him chase off several possums and at least 2 raccoons. Howdy, Hillbilly Piper. Good to see you tonight. Dingus, you have a great night. Charlie, that sounds very interestingly funny to me, because used to have a cat here that, well, He was something else. He chased off Rottweilers and packs of coyotes and a lot of things. It was like it was really, really crazy. Cat wasn't afraid of anything. Eventually he tried to cross the road, and I think he attacked a truck as it was rolling, because he ended up pancaked on the big street. Not my fault. Oh yes, Jose, there are definitely geckos in North America. They don't tend to be very big. They're about the same size as the regular lizard that you'll see eating small bugs almost in every country on the planet. Don't worry, Charlie. It was several years ago. He wasn't my cat. He was my father-in-law's cat. And my father-in-law passed, well, in December. It will be 16 years ago. Well, thunder and rain. If you missed my first live stream this evening, you missed all the good thunder. There for a minute, I thought God and I were having a conversation. Yes, Jose, I do agree with that statement. How they can and stick to anything. It's ridiculous. See, I'm getting rain every night. For the foreseeable future. But in the daytime, it comes out, it warms up, and all of this rain turns to steam. You can't do anything outside. And bringing a pipe outside to work on it is a good way to have mold spores end up on it. And I'm not willing to work on a pipe in a situation where I'm going to end up with it starting to mold up. If it wasn't for the heat, I wouldn't even bring my own pipes out. I will agree on that statement there. I really do like the rain. I like the lightning. I like the thunder. There's no problem there for me. I just hate it when I'm trying to work. For me, sleeping weather is cold weather. Because I don't want to come back out of the covers. Once I get my little cocooned area nice and warm, I ain't coming back out. Screw that. I'll be awake all night. Well, Mark, try to stay dry as best you can. Good Lord. Unfortunately, Raphael, except for Cuban cigars, I really have no problem getting cigars here in the Houston area. I've got 4 major shops, and that would be the Casa de Monte Cristo line of shops. And then there's a few independent shops that are also very well stocked. But I will start thinking on it something severely, and I will see if I can't give you some suggestions of things you might want to bring with you. Now, I will tell you, Hillbilly, I've seen it rain so hard here I could not see across the street. I have seen water standing an inch deep where I'm sitting. And I have crossed the street in crotch deep water, basically on a 6-foot tall guy, just to go help the neighbor across the street one time. And it takes a while for stuff to flood. So these are not like a little bit of rain. We're talking about like, oh my God. What type do I like to smoke? Well, as far as cigars go, pretty much anything except for Candela, which is the green wrapper, because those always give me a headache. And I'm not big on Lanceros because I am a wet smoker. And I am also not big on torpedoes, again, because I'm a wet smoker. But other than that, I like to smoke just about any cigar on the planet. If we have to go least favorite from there would be Connecticut's, mostly because they just don't seem to have the power or flavor that's going to satisfy me. Well, Boca, you've been out there in Florida during a hurricane, haven't you? It's either that or you were out in the rain with your glasses off. Come on, Charlie. By the way, Charlie did not send me this one. If he had, I would hope that it had been something so nice as the one he sent Mr. James Stumbo. That's an awesome gift, sir. I do tend to be a Maduro, but Corojos and Sumatras are also good. And kind of it depends upon what mood I happen to be in and what kind of cigar I can actually get at the time. One of my go-tos is the Alec Bradley Black Market, which is definitely a Maduro. Now, I'm not trying to say that that's like, oh, the end-all, beat-all, best cigar on the planet. No, I'm saying it's a go-to. It's something that if I can't make up my mind, I'll just pick up one of those because I know I'm going to enjoy it. But am I going to say, oh my God, this is the best cigar ever? Nah. I've had better cigars. And I'll tell you, best cigar I've ever had, personally, just me personally, is not a Cuban cigar. Oh yeah, Fuente, Padrones, yeah, those are right there in my favorites. But the best cigar I've ever had, dead serious, is a Cohiba and not a Cuban. The cigar is a Cohiba Silencio. You can only get it one way. You have to meet the maker. The guy who actually blended the cigar. You have to truly meet that guy to get them. Cohiba does not sell this cigar. They do not release it. They do not allow the factory workers to have any of them. They are under a strict regulation when they do it. They make them, they bundle them, they bring them into the United States, and they give them to the guy to go out and promote the Cohiba brand. Okay, so Todd, there are some that are called factory throwouts that you will find little bits of plastic and baling twine and rat hair and sweeping scraps and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they're great cigars for that price. Personally, I wouldn't smoke them myself. If you are looking for a cheap but decent cigar at a fantastic price, I would suggest the Drew Estates Factory Smokes. Now, what is a Drew Estates Factory Smoke? They use tobaccos that they are testing from other countries that are so reasonably priced, it's ridiculous. And they give it to people who have just been promoted to a rolling position so that they can get the hand of how to roll a cigar for real before they move on to the actual full-on, this is the cigar. So, if you're looking for a decent cigar at a phenomenal price, you don't have to take my word for it, but hey, I sold the ever-loving shit out of them. And they were good enough that I didn't mind telling people, this is a better cigar than that one that you're asking about. Give it a try. You'll be back for it either way. I don't care. Yes, Charlie, you are absolutely correct. All the scraps and rat hair and baling twine and plastic and stuff like that, you can find those in the counterfeit Cubans all day long. I like to call those choke Hebas, because once you figure out that they are fake, you're going to choke that you spent any money on them at all. Yes, Todd, the Drew Estates factory smokes are actually really a good cigar. What they found is that they can use tobacco from Indonesia and some of the other tobacco producing locations, and they can use that lesser grade of tobacco to teach their rollers how to actually roll cigars. And instead of not getting any money out of it, they can sell them. And when they sell them at a budget price. It'd be like going to a beautician's college and getting a haircut. You're still going to get a good haircut, but there's somebody who's not truly licensed that's needing to cut enough hair before they can actually get the license, and that's where it is. Boris, that does not surprise me, this time of year. With the Cohibas, you got to remember, they're going to roll those around March. And when they roll them in March, then they're going to put them in the aging room, and they're going to age them for 9 months to, 15 to 20 years, depending upon what their exact specifications are. And if you look at what happened, roughly around 10 years ago, hurricane by the name of Ike went right across Cuba and did a lot of damage. So I'm not surprised that you're having problems finding certain of the cigars at this point in time, because they had to replace a lot of them because a lot of stuff got ruined during that time. Charlie, you have a good evening, sir. Been great catching up with you. as it is, guys. I know it didn't take me even an hour to chew through this bag of crickets. Here I've been on here for an hour and a half. Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. I am going to finish this bowl, but I'm getting a little tired of talking. I think my wife's about to laugh at me for saying that. So let's do a quick rundown of what's coming up tomorrow. We have yours truly, me, myself, and I, coming on at 3 o'clock Central Time. No big deal. That's the time I start tailgating for Chad. I go until I know that Chad's on. When Chad comes on, I move everybody over to Chad's channel. That's Yardism, for those of us that don't know. So Yardism comes on normally right at 4 o'clock Central Time. If we're having a little bit of hard problems figuring that specifics out, check out the Briar Report. Get on their get on the newsletter. Most of that math is done for you. Right after Chad, it's going to be Cane Rod Piper. I believe last week was Greg Tuttle. You know, Tunnel Take. A 3 o'clock p.m. Donald Yabo? I don't know. Am I opening something? Hey, if something shows up in the mail, I'll open it. Can't guarantee when the mail will show up. So, somewhere right near the middle to the end of Cane Rod's show, there's a certain guy named Martin over a pipe. You've seen him in here. We've chatted with him. We've all said shot. Well, Martin comes on. Pretty much closes out the evening. Later, Todd. You have a great day, great evening. Mr. Todd Arnold, everybody. Let's see. Saturdays. You know what? Every day except for Monday is really starting to fill up. Eight months ago, seriously, 100%. You can go back and check if you want to. We had Thursday and Friday and maybe a couple of little bit of a show somewhere else, but nothing really scheduled. I looked at the Briar Report newsletter today. There's 3 shows every day of the week now, except for Thursday and Monday. Oh, and by the way, if Mike can't make it next week, I'll probably run a little bit longer. Just to give y'all something to do. I mean, I won't be running until 10 o'clock like it is now, but if I start at 5:30 as per normal and stretch it out till almost 8 o'clock, that should be plenty, right? I hope. Kinda, maybe, sort of. Ah, yes, Raphael. Really do like the way that your show runs and how you're actually there with us, the both of you. I obviously can't do that myself because I'm running everything through just a phone. Depends on what we are pairing with our tobacco. I definitely agree with the statement. Almost any actual answer is always depending upon the situation. Are you right-handed? Yes. Well, what happens if someone cuts your right hand off? Well, you're left-handed now, damn it. Depends upon the situation, see? I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some things that are absolutes. Math, for instance, is normally an absolute. There's very few math questions that have two answers. Your own personal preferences probably are not going to change. Such as, do you like girls? That's probably not going to change. Uh-oh, Jose's going to go big. Gonna go big. Padre Piper. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for gracing me with your presence. I will tell you that I did not pray for this meal before I ate it. I'm just not a good person. Sorry. Yep, Morris is out of here. All right, well, that pretty much is... Oh, Sleepless in Louisiana. Nice. Nice dig there, Raphael. Nice dig. So I have to go look for a certain video. And I think I'm going to be doing that with most of the rest of this bowl. Because it's a 6 questions. And I need to start actually figuring out what the 6 questions are so that I can actually answer it. Might be something I'm doing all tomorrow. This whole 6 questions thing is going viral. But somebody's called me out, so I've got to go find it. Great. So, gentlemen and ladies, if there are any here, Miss Portsmouth was here earlier, so there were at least one. I want to remind you, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, do the best we can with that. We're a small enough community, we can do really well with that. Pray for those that need prayer. Send good vibes to those that need that. And as always, guys, I'm about to leave, so go ahead and say your goodbyes. Long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care. It's been so much fun having y'all in here. Even when I was eating crickets, it was good. And I will see each and every one of y'all as soon as I do, and I won't be happy unless I see you at least once more. Y'all take care, have a blessed night, and I will see you again. Night all.